Hello everybody and welcome back to the FM23 Guiseley save. I'm back, the face cam is back. I've managed to extend my green screen up. I'm still on my standing desk, as you can probably imagine. I've got a lovely back brace that I've got to wear, back support, back brace thing that I've got to wear so that I can actually go on my holiday next week. Yeah, hopefully it will take care of all the issues that have happened out of nowhere. So yes, but anyway, we are diving into the final game of season 19, where it's been a good season. I'm happy. I think we've played well. We've learned a few things about the squad. So let's dive into it and have a look. Yes, and our final game of the season is taking on AFC Wimbledon in the drizzle in Nethermore in Guiseley. So it'll be an interesting one. Previous meetings, loss, win, 3 draws on the bounce. So yeah, it'll be a pretty interesting one there. But looking at the league table on the left, you can see we're all the way up into 15th. So having a pretty good season. We've already guaranteed our best finish ever in the championship. We can finish as low as 16th and finish as high as 14th. So we can only go plus or minus 1 in any direction in this save or in this season. But yeah, all in all, a pretty good season. I'm very happy with how it's gone. And we're going to go into this last game with a bit of a, fun. If I hadn't have loaned out one Patreon, we could have had a full 11 of Patreons, which is irritating that I've done it. But we'll go and have a look into the schedule, because into the schedule you will see that we were last together for, well, we were last together around March, weren't we, for Youth Intake Day. So let's have a look from the beginning of March then. So 2-1 we beat Huddersfield, 0-0 against Swansea, 3-2 we beat Bournemouth, 5-2 we got smashed by West Brom. Then we had Youth Intake Day. We beat Hull 2-1, drew 2-2 with Plymouth, who were top of the table, lost 3-2 to Cardiff, beat Peterborough 2-1, beat Ipswich 1-0, lost to Bristol City, lost to Sheffield United, and today we take on AFC Wimbledon. But yeah, we're doing all right. I'm very happy with the season. Again, I'd love to see more green on this board, but I think we've figured it out in terms of tactics. We've got a very mixed squad now in terms of age. If we go and have a look at it, this is absolutely everybody in our squad, from under 18s, under 21s, and senior team as well. But if we just get rid of everybody, you'll see I was just going through and picking as many Patreons as I could. So ignore this sort of starting 11. It's not really our main starting 11. But what we do have is we have people that are getting to that experience point in their career. So your Dominic Johnsons, Will Jones, 29, 27. Eddie Healy and Chris Fearon are going to be leaving the club. But we've got Faulkner, Max Whittam, 25 and 24. We've got Scott Lloyd at 31. Lewis Salt at 32, just got a new contract as well. So he'll be here for a couple more years to help with mentoring and experience and leadership and things like that. So what I like about this save now is we're getting to the point where we're not always relying on youngsters to come and step into the team. We are actually mixing it up with older people as well. So it's treated more like a normal team, not like those early sort of 3 or 4, 5 seasons where everyone that was coming through at like 17, if they were good enough, they were straight into the team. Now we can actually rotate it around. We've got a squad that we can use. We've got youngsters we can call up when we need to. They don't have to have lots of first team football all the time, which, whilst great for their development, if they play too much too soon, it does impact their injuries and how much they can play later on in their career. As far as I'm aware, that is built into the game. So yeah, we're in a cracking position at the moment. Really took me by surprise, because I was obviously going through looking at the patrons. That's Crimson Mori, who has come in, is already worth 5.6 million to 9.2. He's already 3-star current ability after signing his youth contract, and he's a 5-star potential youngster. This guy could be amazing. And thank you, Crimson Mori, Mr. Crimson Mori, for signing up to the legend status. I'm glad that a legend status in Patreon or in the YouTube channel membership can get a player like this. It is really, really cool to see. Unfortunately, you are out injured with an orange injury with a hamstring. So we're probably not going to risk you, because I don't want to mess up your development and play you unnecessarily. So you will be stepping out of today's game, and we'll go with Amir Classy up front for this one. But yeah, overall, great season. I think we just need to get into this final game, and then I'll have a quick review of everything that's happened. And then next season is season 20, where we're going to go through, at the end of that season, we'll have a bonus episode, which is another 10-year review. So all I need to do is pick the subs. This is going to be our starting lineup for this one. We're going to have Jan Petrick in goal, Kai Harding, Joe P, Kristen Agnarsson and Jeff Hogg at the back in a fully back five Patreon and channel member list, which is lovely. Connor and Supreme Dave in a midfield two, which has been very good next to each other. Andrew Neeson on the right, Alpha Koff in behind, Classy, and Stitt starts on the left. Stitt coming into this one as the older statesman at the age of 26, so yeah, good for him. I don't think... Yeah, Classy's only 22 as well, so he's going to have a lot of work. At Alpha Koff, you do switch to an attacking midfielder when you play in the middle. So, yeah, I'll pick the subs. We'll be back for kickoff. See you in a bit. Here we are then, back for the game. We know in our 4-2-3-1. Let's see if our reports have been correct about them. Are they in a 4-2-3-1 as well? Yes, they are. 4-2-3-1. They've been predicted to be playing very defensive football in this game. So we're in 2D. We'll put it into 3D in a minute. But you can see they're down in 17th. We're just above them in 15th. I don't think either of us have really anything to play for. So let's go back into 3D. Key highlights only, because we don't need too much information about this game, and it is moving rapido, isn't it? It's moving very, very quickly. A dangerous free kick, swing in. Dredge is there, robbed by Agnarsson, up towards Classy. Classy back towards Harding. Connor into Alpha Koff, ball through. Classy holds it up, finds Jeff Hogg. Jeff Hogg shoots! It's a terrible effort from Patreon Jeff Hogg, and goes past the post, but not too bad. It still feels like it's a little bit quick, doesn't it? So let's knock that down. Jones into Salmon. Salmon shoots off the underside of the bar, and Joe P hooks it away. Agnarsson wins the header, and Joe P's there to complete the clearance. But an interesting start. Both teams come in relatively close. We are playing okay. It is the end of the season, so I'm not really concerned too much about the result. If we were playing for something, then sure, I'd be a bit more worried. But yeah, this will be an interesting one. Samson tries to play it into the space. Jeff Hogg takes over. Joe P. Oh, he was trying to find Supreme Dave. It wasn't a brilliant pass from Joe into the feet of Supreme Dave. And, well, they've scored from that. Maybe that's an error of us trying to play out from the back. He wasn't overly tightly marked, but Diaz read it well. Good anticipation from him. And what I forgot to do is set up our opposition instructions, which now I've gone in and done it. Bang! It does it for every position on the pitch, which is lovely. So we always know what to do against certain teams. I didn't like the fact that we gave that ball away, so let's not play too far out. And these teams are rubbish, so yeah, we're getting completely stuck in. We're going to be doing all of that. We'll sit fairly narrow still for the moment. We won't. Do we want to pass into space? No, they've just taken the lead. We won't pass into space just yet. But we will see. We've created a decent chance there, according to the XG, which we didn't quite get to see after their goal. But now that we're not playing out from the back as much, we are getting into the match momentum, and that doesn't matter for Wimbledon. 2-0. Dredge puts them up against the Patreons. That's what we're going to call them. Obviously, we do have Jan Petrick in goal, who is like 17, so we're not going to worry too much about this result. It'll be a good bit of game time for everyone, but a good finish from Dredge there to make it 2-0. Yeah, Christian Agnarsson on a 6.0. You're not playing brilliantly. I think you chose your own player as well. Like, I want a much better display. Point the finger. You've been unacceptable. Midfielders, you've been crap. Attackers, you need to shoot more, and you've been crap in front of goal. Right, into the team talk then. Let's start this second half into space. Hit the early crosses, and we're going to play a little bit wider at a much higher tempo. See what we can do. In fact, let's get the ball forward. It's pissing it down. It's not just drizzling. It's absolutely pissing it down. So let's get that forward. We'll let the goalkeeper decide what he wants to do. We're going to try and close them down, get in their face. I mean, they've scored from us giving the ball away and a corner. So it's not like they've actually done very much in terms of their own ability to break us down or anything. We've sort of gifted them a goal. As Samson goes long into that space again. Jeff Hogg covers it well into Joe. Jan Petrick. He can take his time. Jeff Hogg brings it out. Looks long towards Classy. Beaten in the air. Connor robs him, but he's picked up by Salmon. Into Casadiegos, which is an amazing name. Jeff Hogg heads it away. Ball back in. Eels with a header over the bar. Yeah, I mean, they're all right. I mean, they've got their starting lineup out. We've rotated this loads, to be honest. 52 minutes gone. Casadiegos again puts it in. Good header from Joe. And Andrew Neeson will pick this one up. Tries to play it down the line. Not a good ball at all. Oh, it's bounced all the way through, and they've hit the post. And Casadiegos picks up the loose ball. Cross is blocked. It will go behind for a corner. On the 60th minute mark, we may make 5 substitutions here. O'Reilly swings it in. Good hands from Jan Petrick to pick that one out of the sky. Yes, we've not really done very much in this second half. So, and Christian Hagnarsson on a 5.9. Oh, that is fining and discipline territory. Dominic Johnson can come on for you. Jeff Hogg's probably going to stay on. Kai Harding is coming off to be replaced by Kaminsky. Neeson's not having a good game on the right. He can be replaced by Marquez. Amir Classy offers Jean Villians up there as well. And then is there anyone that's generally just tired that needs to come off? Joe's getting tired. We'll leave our fifth and final sub, but let's make this up because you are a better poacher than you are advanced forward. So don't hit early crosses, don't pass into space, slow the tempo down. Slightly short passing, slightly slower. Work it into those good positions for Jean Villians to take his chance. And we're going to try again. And we stepped away from doing this, but we're going to try and just control the play that little bit more by getting some possession and seeing what we can do, because there's only half an hour to go and we have done nothing in this second half. So demand more. They really need to be playing better. Match momentum looks like it's just swinging in our favour somewhat since the changes. I'm sort of thinking maybe fresh legs in the middle for Supreme Dave, but I can't remember who we've actually got left on the bench. 10 minutes to go. We are doing a diddly squat in this game at the moment. Yeah, let's put Graham Cox on. Alpha Koff can sit back. Actually, no, let's leave you up there. In fact, let's go for our... When we need a goal, we have another shape we go to, which is basically this. Advanced. Oh, no, we could bring out our really attacking shape. Let's bring out our really attacking shape. What's there left to play for? Cox sits in the middle. Alpha Koff and Stitt either side of Marquez and Jevgen Villians. Connor sits there. Jeff, Johnson, Joe P, Kaminsky. Let's go for that and see what we can do. Shout, berate at them. We're 2-0 down with 7 minutes to go. Let's see if our super attacking tactic will create us even a chance in this second half. No, it will not. That is the end of the season. A 2-0 loss to Wimbledon. I don't know if it affects our position. We didn't do very much. I think our starting 11, regular starting 11, probably would have given them more of a game. But it is what it is. I'm happy to give the patrons all a game. They're still very young. They're still growing. And it's a 2-0 loss at home. And we dropped down to 16th. So it's still our best league position that we've ever got as a club. And will give us 5 million into the bank again, which will be very nice indeed. 10 bits of news. So, youthful Guiseley come unstuck. West Brom get a playoff spot. Jan Petrick makes senior debut. There you go. Bill looks forward to break from football. Coventry win the league. Good for them. Player of the week was Sabatoth. They're not going to do coaching courses for anybody at the moment because they'll be short-staffed. It's the bloody end of this. Everyone's just about to go on holiday. Look, we should fund a coaching course. We don't think it's suitable right now. Brilliant. Discuss with the board. We should fund a coaching course. We don't think it's suitable right now. Brilliant. This is generally every conversation we have with the board. Yeah, they're not very invested at the moment in the club. 1.3 million is what we're going to end in debt. So 5 million in will take us to 4 point something. A few more sponsorship deals will probably come in, which I'm very much looking forward to as well. But let's fast forward till the end of the season and we'll catch up then. Here we are then, back for the end of season review for the 2041-42 season. That is a long time. Where will I be in life in 41-42? Who knows? Anyway, we didn't sign anyone as ever, but we did get a few people out. So they were happy with the deal to sell Ben Spence. That got an A. Jimmy Curran got a B-. Taron Allpress got a C+. Okay. Cameron Thorpe got a C. So they weren't, super excited about all of them. But the main ones got the board approval, which was good. Season results then. Sky Bet Championship, we finished 16th, A- from the board. They're pleased the team achieved a mid-table position within the EFL Championship when we were asked to attempt to avoid relegation. Amir Classy was the top goal scorer with 12. Full home attendance, 100% every game. And that was lovely. Yeah, really good. Coventry won it. Plymouth have gone up through the automatic promotion spot on goal difference. That was done on the final day. Crystal Palace, Norwich, Blackburn and West Brom all into the playoffs. Going down, Hull, Peterborough and Charlton, which is a little bit of a shame for them. Liverpool have just won the FA Cup 1-1 and then they won it on penalties. We got knocked out by Newcastle. And in the Carabao Cup, we got through to the fourth round and got knocked out by Leicester. So losing, I would say, both cup competitions to Premier League teams is pretty decent. to be honest. Right, moments to remember then. Biggest win, 5-0 over Altrincham in the Carabao Cup. Lovely stuff. A hat-trick for Guiseley Villions, one for Dave and one for Connor. We had a 3-1 win away at Burnley, was our match to remember. Again, Guiseley Villions getting 2. And goal of the season was scored by Cox, as he scored a wonderful shot from the edge of the area in a good manner. Lovely for him. Finances-wise, the club's reputation has not changed, but I imagine it will coming the end of the season. No new sponsorship deals, but I imagine there will once the season finishes. And yeah, that's interesting. Shirts, though. Cox, Graham Cox is up there. Supreme Dave, Guiseley Villions, Salt and Stit are our main shirt sales, which is pretty interesting, to be honest. This always comes a bit early, doesn't it? Because the annual revenue always changes afterwards. But for the season, we lined up with Lloyd in goal, Harding, Joe P, Johnson and Jeff Hogg, Supreme Dave, Connor, Neeson, Cox, Magnuson and Classy. So, yeah, the Patreons really coming in and making a name for themselves this season, which is good. We're 56 and we won absolutely nothing in the season for being a manager. But the fans' player of the season was Scott Lloyd. Young player of the season, Patrick Kaminsky. Goal of the season was Graham Cox. Amir Classy was the top goal scorer with 12. Graham Cox was the most assister with 12. Scott Lloyd won the most player of the matches with 8. It shows how important he is for us as a goalkeeper. Got the highest average rating as well, the 6.9, which is pretty poor. And Joe P completed the most passes per 90 minutes, completing 40 on average in a 90. No competition awards. But record-breaking Scott Lloyd, he has now the most appearances for any player at the club with 585, and he has the most clean sheets by a player in a single season with 18, which is absolutely awesome. He is so important for us at the moment. I'm not too sure what's going to happen when he retires. Well, we've got some good young goalkeepers now, so one of them will step up and play well. But the timeline is a load of rubbish. Not going to look at that. Don't need to look at this stuff. But yeah, all in all, really good season. I'm very happy with how it's turned out. 16th I think is good. We do need to sort of solidify, get a bit more money in the bank to allow us to invest in our facilities, and that will come in time. We should get around another 5 million for the end of this season, which will be pretty good as well. So in the under 21s then, players that are looking like they'll step up. Ryan O'Connor may step up, although we've got lots of right wingers that are already doing good jobs for us, so we may send him out on loan to try and get some game time there. Joshua Rose on the left wing is someone that will probably get a few more appearances. He has a handful, 6 appearances this season. We'll see how he gets on next season with his end-of-year development. Justice Donker is a centre-back who, again, had 1 appearance, I think, for us this season. Yeah, 1 appearance of 6.4, but maybe some loan time will do him well. We then have Kane Alger, a left-back, who will be fighting with Jeff Hogg for that left-back spot. No appearances this year. Not a very good loan spell at Kings Lynn last year, but we'll see how that goes. And then we've got Tomasas, who is our Polish sort of centre-back, ball-winning midfielder. He is young, only 18, so he's going to have a bit more time to develop. Played 1 game for us last year. This year, didn't play any at all and has been doing okay in his sort of development. So that is what we're going to be looking at next year. In the under 18s, as you would expect, there's no one massively stand out other than Crimson Maury, who is our Patreon, who probably will be stepping up to the first team as a 15-year-old at some point next year. Part of me doesn't really want to rush it. I think from the bench, giving him some game time from the bench and allowing him to still play in the under 21s and the under 18s will be better for his development. But not sure. Let me know down below. Can obviously play as an inverted winger on the right or up front as an advanced forward. And I think if we work on his finishing and his composure, he's going to have everything you need to be a superstar striker for us in this team, which is absolutely incredible. We do have a few players running out of contract. They will all be released. Eldrick Santos is still not agreeing a contract with us, so he'll probably be sold. Otherwise, I would keep him for another year. Bangura, not good enough. He's going to be going. Healy, not good enough. He's going to be going. And Chris Fearon, the man, once upon a time was everything we built this squad around. Sort of this period here where he had 38, 45, 36 appearances in League One. We built pretty much everything around him as our attacking midfielder. And then it just died off this year when basically Graham Cox turned up and decided he was going to be our starting attacking midfielder. Chris Fearon didn't like it and he got sent out on loan and now will not be getting a new contract. But you never know in this save. There could be some shakers. There could be some movers. Remembering last year when we sold Jimmy Curran and Cameron Thorpe both went to Barnsley and Taron Allpress went out to Ipswich. He is now still at Ipswich and he's gone up a little bit in transfer value, which is good for them. And then, oh yeah, the other one was Peter Morgan, who Stoke took a punt on. They've taken him off the loan list. Did he go out on loan? No, he didn't. So maybe next year he will get a chance at Stoke as well. They bought him for, I assume, potential, because he does have quite a lot of potential when he was at our club, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, next year, you never know what the squad's going to look like. There's a lot of potential in this squad that I'm excited to try and maximise. We've got some good players who are already settled, like Graham Cox, 23 years old. Matt, he's got his potential ability. He's not going to get too much better, but he is playing very, very well for us as well, which I'm excited about. We've got youngsters coming through up front with Jevgev Villions and Classy. We've got the Crimson Mori in the reserves or the under-21s. We've got Joe and Christian Agnarsson at the back as well, because Dominic Johnson and Will Jones aren't going to last forever. But yeah, we've got a good mix of young and experienced players now in this team, and I'm very, very excited by it. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave your comments down below. I read and reply to every single one when I get the time. And if you want your name in the game, please just sign up as a channel member or a Patreon, and it'll happen as soon as I get the notification if it comes through. I do check it semi-regularly as well. But thank you so much for watching. It's the end of another season. We'll be back for season 20, starting hopefully on Monday. I can't promise it because I'm still busy with work, but I'm hoping I'll get some time. Now I've got this back injury, I'm going to be pretty much out of going out anywhere. I'm not going to be able to do anything, so hopefully I can get some videos recorded over the weekend and set them up before I go on holiday, because I go on holiday on Wednesday. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.